What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. We're going to start with this because Prime just hit me up with this right before we even started the podcast, because tonight, by the time y'all hear this is over right now, was the annual Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory. But hold on, before we get there, we'll get to some of the big news. So, Bound for Glory is Impact's WrestleMania. I mean, nowhere near what it used to be, but it's Bound for Glory, everything in October. Do they still do the whole Bound for Glory tournament, Prime?
No.
Thank God. Okay, so I'm glad they got rid of that. But I used to love watching Bound for Glory. I think the last Bound for Glory I saw was 2010. Remember, it was the 10-10-10 Bound for Glory that they had.
Dang, that's the last one you saw when it was like they're coming.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I missed 2013. That's when they had Joker, Sting, and Hogan. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And after that, I went and I seen like highlights, but the last full show I like watched, have like the DVD of was the Bound for Glory from 2010.
Okay.
But I do like for now when I go back and watch some of the highlights of when they put it on like Slammiversary and Bound for Glory and stuff like that, because I used to like those pay-per-views along with Lockdown and Destination Next, but they don't even do Lockdown anymore, or if they do, it's a show.
No, they don't do no more.
See, that Six Sides of Steel was awesome, but then the biggest news coming out of Bound for Glory is that they're done with Impact Wrestling. Because now we're going backwards, and it now is going back to TNA Wrestling.
TNA Wrestling.
It's going back to TNA Wrestling, and I honestly like it going back to TNA. Opposed to just keep calling it's TNA Impact. That's what it was. And it's called Impact Wrestling. So I thought
it was TNA and the show was Impact.
Yeah, there you go. Make sure I get that shit right. Right, the show was Impact, but it was TNA. So, Prime, your thoughts on this? Because I think, other than myself, you were the only one that watches or at least gives a crap about Impact Wrestling.
I will say for this, if they want to do like a rebrand, I'm excited, but I hope they actually like do a rebrand. Like, I'm gonna read here what this thing, because the thing that this says, and that I'm glad for, it says that they will be in I'm gonna just read it. Company officials confirmed that the new year will launch the new look of TNA Wrestling that runs from the entrance ramp to the turnbuckles to the ring to the larger and more prestigious venues and much more. Further details will be, told about October 24th, yada yada yada. But that means that, because I swear if they talk about TNA doing a whole rebrand and they still got them 100-seat arenas, I'm like, you can't do that. We gotta have the pit. We gotta have the man. People with the towels waving them around. We gotta have the impact zone. All that.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna be able to go back to Orlando, but
I'm about to say,
I hope they.
According to what AJ Styles said in the interview, that six sides of that 6-sided ring was way harder than the 4x4.
Yeah. So
I can understand them not going, because they were doing extremely different things to be different, and I understand that, but. He even said when in 2010 when they brought the regular size ring, and he said it felt like landing on a pillow opposed to that 6-sided ring, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not mad if the 6-sided ring does not come back. I think
the 6-sided ring come back because that's TNA and it make them unique. But when Hogan got there, he was like, "Nah, brother, I don't want this playpen ring, brother."
I agree. It did make them unique, but I can understand if the wrestlers don't want to wrestle in that ring anymore.
But they do got 4 sides now, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep thinking they had 6. They did bring it back, but then they went back to to regular.
Yeah, and that didn't last long. But I mean like the whole look of it. If they can go back to the Impact Zone, because me personally, I'm just saying like I would like for them to because right now, looking at the highlights from Bound for Glory and stuff like that, it seems like there is literally maybe 400 people there. I mean, it probably was more. I probably being a little bit hard on TNA and stuff like that, but I just want because the Impact Zone hold 1,100 people, and it just sounds better. You don't need thousands of people, but it does sound better when you have a good enough crowd that's over 500 people in the arena. And when I was seeing the highlights of Battle for Glory, it was like, yeah, you heard the cheers, you heard something like that, but it sounded very bingo hall. And I'm like, okay, come on, it needs to be a little bit, better than that. And I would like for them to go back to the Impact Zone. I agree with you there.
If not the Impact Zone, then I want them to go to a venue like Full Sail. Something like that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, even Full Sail held 1,100, didn't it?
I think probably a little more than that, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them attempting to do that. I think they really should probably get out of Nashville. So it looks like this thing is saying the rebrand goes into effect starting with Hard to Kill in 2024, which takes place in Las Vegas Saturday, January 13th. That's good news for TNA. This is why when we was talking on the chat, and then I think Quattro, I don't know if it's Quattro, somebody that brought up CM Punk on the Impact. I said no, they don't want CM Punk. Not to fuck up with they doing just fine somehow without him. Okay, so they don't need him to come and bring that down.
I will say though, if they're gonna rebrand, I want them to not say that they're not gonna take it seriously, but I want them to actually rebrand. Like I want them to obviously they're gonna do the turnbuckles and all that over, but I want them to have a new feel. Like I don't want it to feel like Impact and the 200 people. I want it to feel like TNA is back.
I mean, well, shit, you can do that when you bring 1,000 people in there, and you can actually have you don't hear an echo what things are going on in the ring. You can sit there and have that feel, change the opening. All about the producing and all the camera work and all the things like that. Me personally, I know you're a fan of them. I'm not the biggest fan of tunnels. I'm over the tunnels because AEW was doing the tunnels also, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of over the tunnels.
Well, we don't need the tunnels, but I don't want the little stage that they have us it's just the stage and the screen and then barely a stage. I want them to do you remember how they had it in 2010 where it was the screen and then it was you just come out. It just looked like a stage. I just need it to look like a stage, not just I
mean, even
anybody
can
make
it on spin on. You can have this Impact thing. Remember how ECW had the brick wall that was obviously punched out so the people can come through? You can have a little something like a little Impact thing through a wall or something, and have them come out doing that, or even have the ramp that has big Impact on it. So something like that, just to to do that. I just want them to just go to different venues and be able to at least put 1,100 people like they used to do. I don't know if they can do that still, but I mean, the TNA right now has.
Even if they can, at least fill up the camera side.
Yeah. At least do that. At least do that. So, I actually think that's good news for them coming at Battle for Glory. And then for Battle for Glory, these were the results that happened. We had Chris Sabin, who defeated Kenta for the it was a singles match for the Impact X Division Championship. So Chris Sabin, he retains, correct? He was the Impact champion.
Yeah.
Then we had PCO defeat, because for some reason Battle for Glory has to do this every year. PCO defeats Rhino, Steve McCallum, and Moose in a Monsters Ball match. It seems like at every Battle for Glory, that's it's like their signature. We gotta have that Monsters Ball. Can they call it something else right now? Because obviously the whole Monster Ball thing is they don't even do that anymore. Because remember that gimmick was actually kind of stupid.
When they locked them up in the room?
Yeah, locked them up in the room. No, for 24 hours, and they just let them out there in a match. Are you what? And then you had Monty Brown and them come out there looking like, oh my God, this is the light. Okay, yeah, I'm cool now. Bruh,
What type of CZW gimmick?
No, the first of all, it was good without that little thing. I think they only really did that for like the first two or three matches because it's like Abyss and like Jeff Hardy, Rhino. They was like we locked them in the room for 24 hours. Now we're gonna let them loose. And it was like,
bro, that sounds like a Jackass skit. Hey guys, we're TNA. This is the Monster Ball match. We locked these guys in a room for 3 hours. If you gotta be dumb, you better be tough. Like, get the hell out of here, bro.
No, I ain't gonna lie. That's what it sounded. I mean, but I did like the match. But I'm like, because they've been doing that gimmick up until about 2009. Even because every time before they talk about something, Abyss been locked in the. I'm like, okay, chill. You know what I'm saying? You can call it the, you know what I'm saying, the Maniacs of Mayhem, man. It's something like that. You can just call it something else, but the whole.
I think they only call it Monsters Ball because of the name. Because of it's just a name, like
Yeah, I'm just.
That's like if WWE brought back Hell in a Cell and they called it something different, you'll be like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Well, okay, not Hell in a Cell, like say like a Boiler Room Brawler, something like that, something that they did, but not as often. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but PCO wins that matchup. I was like, I don't really care for PCO anyway. So, but then we had a tag team match for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. This was Chris Bay's Feast of Fire Tag Team Title match. It was ABC, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay, taking on the Radicals, and they won. ABC won that. Will Ospreay defeated Mike Bailey.
The Radicals is just all right.
Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
Isn't that Wesley's old group?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
After he got fired, he just went back to tag with him. So it's like, all right.
Okay. Oh shit. So Zachary Wentz is the one that was part of MSK.
Yes.
Okay, so he just went back to Impact. Okay. Well, Wesley ain't going back to Impact right now.
Yeah, nah.
He ain't going back to Impact right now. But yeah, so ABC won that match. Will Ospreay took on Mike Bailey, and he won that matchup. I'm pretty sure it was decent because it's Will Ospreay. Then they had this 20-person intergender Call Your Shot gauntlet. The winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing. That was a mouthful. Huh?
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, basic. It's like.
Well, no. It was 20 people. That's Royal Rumble.
So it's like they said we're gonna take Royal Rumble, the Battle Royal, and Money in the Bank, and then also intergender. We're just gonna make it into something. So they had some surprises. Some people that came into Impact. Sonny Kiss is now in Impact. Bully Ray came back, which he was going to do in the first place. Then they had Matt Cardona come out. And I mean, these people was getting pops for, I guess, the respect of the size that was in the arena. But then Eric Young was in there, Jordan Grace, Brian Myers, Kazarian, Kenny King, Eddie Edwards. These are all.
Kenny King need to retire, right?
Here goes my knowledge. Was the Amazing Red there?
No, he does Hog.
No.
Huh?
He does House of Glory.
Well, you know who was there? You know who got loose?
Who got? Oh, the Juice.
The Juice got loose.
That's right. Hoovy Tuckerur came there. Hoovy was there with the shirt on. I was like, well, we all can't be the same. But
wait. Juventud Guerrera at like the Mexicans?
Yes.
Oh wow, he still wrestles?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Juice still wrestles. I mean, the Juice is more like Tang now, but but sure. I mean, every time I see Hoovy, he's cool. I mean, he obviously lost 13 steps, but I mean, he's still the Juice,
I mean, he was a couple steps ahead still, even though he lost 13 steps. Though, you know.
Yeah, that is fair. Action League now won the match, aka Jordan Grace.
Relax. This is a progressive pod.
I'm sorry. All
right.
I have no words.
To the dirt sheets.
The words of Mr. A&E. Oh my God!
Listen.
I call that joint too late, made me laugh. I can't.
It's because let me would have said that. Y'all would have been like, "Oh, relax."
The thoughts, views, and opinions of the podcast do not reflect. I love the host. Do not reflect the podcast as a whole. Those were the sole thoughts of Mr. A&E and Mr. A&E alone.
Oh, snap. Man, look, y'all been thinking, man. I was like, shit, well, Jordan Grace got her. She
You know, by the way, they had a commercial for the little TNA thing. And, like, it was some originals and some people that was never in TNA. They was like, you know, over here, bonded in action. I'm like, Jordan Grace was not in TNA. Alicia Edwards was not in TNA. What's the new dude? Josh Alexander was not in TNA. Yeah. Why are you here? It's like, I get Motor City Machine Guns, I get Eric Young, I get Kazir, but the rest of them was like, y'all could have left. Like, we don't need y'all.
Was you looking for the big bad booty daddy?
No, but it's like if you're gonna bring TNA back, I get Kazarian and the Motor City Machine Guns,
yeah,
and Eric Young. Like Rhino was there, y'all could have had Rhino be in the little segment. But Jordan Grace came out, and I was like, "This the best woman y'all can do." Like,
damn. I mean, Mickey James was busy that night because she for the singles match for the Impact or the Knockouts World Championship.
So the Impact Knockouts Championship, we got Yams and the Mac.
Yeah.
In one corner we got Yams. The other corner we got the Mac.
You damn right. You know what I'm saying? Because I love me some Mickey James also, and I love me some Trinidad. So, yeah, we got that. I was actually looking forward to this matchup. I said, okay, I want to see this. They only gave them 12 minutes, though. I thought they was going to give them way more time than that. But, yeah.
I think Mickey James probably coming back from injury or something.
Yeah, Trinity won by a submission. I mean, Mickey James was hitting all her greatest hits, even her little pussy eating taunt. She brought that back.
I don't think it never left.
You're right. I don't mind seeing her do it. So, but Trin won that match. She retains the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Then they had for the Impact World Championship, Alex Shelley taking on Josh Alexander. Alex Shelley won that to retain the championship.
That's still weird to me.
Have it Alex Shelley or have it Josh Alexander?
No, Alex Shelley having the world title is still weird to me.
Yeah, I kind of like on Chris Sabin, but he's because Chris Sabin had it before too, didn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, them still having singles titles while they still are Motor City Machine Guns. Like they just had the titles like a few months ago, and then like they lost the titles instantly. It was like, all right, I'm the world champion and I'm the X Division champion.
That's crazy. I mean, weird. That's crazy, but sure.
Yeah. Hopefully for the rebrand, they can get they could bring back those same looking titles but make them different. If that makes sense.
Okay, no. I think I get
yeah, like have the same feel to it but make them different.
Yeah. They also, of course, this is Bound for Glory, so this is when they have their Hall of Fame, and Don West and Mike Tenay went in along with was it Tracy Brooks?
Yeah, Tracy Brooks did not need to go in, but
you said that right back when they
because what did she do? She didn't even wrestle.
She do nothing.
She didn't do nothing but have that shirt open. That was it.
I'm sorry, Q. I gotta agree with Pryor on that. But Tracy Brooks was just like there. I mean,
that's like if WWE gave it to Deborah.
Yeah. Oh my! We will be lighting WWE up. if that was to happen. They'd be like, Deborah, the only thing I want to hear is the theme song. And obviously, I don't even know if Deborah even look the same anymore.
Deborah can't even make cookies no more. Well, she never could in the first place. That was the gimmick, but still, like
exactly, yeah. You know, okay. I like that was actually a decent analogy.
Yeah.
Because we would lose shit if Deborah was to say to get to the Hall of Fame.
But Q, you do know who Deborah is, though, right? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm mad. I'm mad. I was muted this whole time, bro. I was responding and everything. I'm like, dang, they don't hear me. What's going on? Deborah, it sounds familiar, but I'm gonna say
Stone Cold's wife.
Oh God, that's why it did it. I'm like, I know the name.
She was. How many times have you seen the My Way promo? Because
My Way on the highway.
Okay.
Oh, the Kid Rock.
The Biscuit, yeah.
I mean, Limp Bizkit.
She's the like the manager, and like she had it. That's like what I know her from the most, basically. If you went around watching it as it was going on.
I still remember her as Jeff Jarrett Valet.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
Nah, definitely not.
Yeah, so that was Bound for Glory, and I from what, like I said, did we go out there and actually see the show? Come on now, no, we did not. But however, having them go in the Hall of Fame, having the news that Impact is going back to TNA starting in 2024, and I heard it was a strong lineup going in there and having those little bit of surprises in that gauntlet match. But I thought overall it's pretty decent.